There are many things that you can do to a narcissist to cause narcissistic injuries, but there is one thing that stands out above most, and I'm going to talk about that in this video. Relationships, narcissism. When narcissists are in relationships with people, they like to control the tempo. They like to control the tempo of all relationships, whether it's romantic or other types. They like to control when people are actively forming a part of their lives, and they also like to choose when people no longer serve a purpose to them, so they can then discard that person. But when it comes to the primary supply, the main person who gives the narcissist the supply they need, they keep close tabs on that person. They always want to know what that person's thinking, where they're at in their mind. Because they want to make sure that that person will be there when they need. They don't want that person to sneak away all of a sudden. And generally, narcissists often do change their primary supply over the course of their lives. But when they do, say, discard one of their primary supplies, it always has to be on their watch. When the relationship ends, when the discard happens, it has to be done when the narcissist is ready. Of course, the other person, their partner, is never ready for it, but that doesn't matter to the narcissist. The narcissist must only let the relationship fall apart. They must discard the person only when they're ready. And because the narcissist struggles to be grounded and be emotionally stable on their own, they rely heavily on their primary supply to keep them grounded and regulated. Narcissists typically only do away with that person once they have a new primary supply in the pipeline, someone that they've groomed, tried, and tested, and they think this person will be a good replacement, and this person has expressed an interest or a susceptibility to actually become that replacement. And that grooming process, that trial period can take some time. And obviously narcissists do that without the current supply knowing about it, or at least that's what they try to do. But sometimes the current supply notices something strange. Maybe the narcissist disappears quite often, they're texting a lot with people, strange messages on the phone, so on. But what if the primary supply, being suspicious that something's going on, what if they read the situation and predict that it's only a matter of time before the narcissist discards them? And what if they discard the narcissist first, before the narcissist has the replacement lined up in the right place? So that's pretty much the ultimate narcissistic injury. And that's one of the worst things that can happen to the narcissist, is having their current primary supply discard them unexpectedly, and also when they're not ready to let the person go. First of all, when the person does that, when their partner does that, it proves to the narcissist that that person wasn't as weak as the narcissist thought they were. And it also hurts the narcissist's ego, their confidence, all those things that form such an important part of that facade of, confidence, superiority. It just collapses. Not to mention that, given that narcissists struggle to self-regulate, they struggle to handle their own emotions. They need somebody that they can outlay their negative thoughts onto, their negative projection onto. When that person disappears and they no longer have that object of projection, they no longer have that doormat, then they, in a way, lose their mind. They go into chaotic thinking. They start thinking and behaving irrationally, even by their own standards. They've lost their tool. They've lost their emotional regulator. And they struggle to survive. They struggle to function without that, because they rely heavily on others to regulate their emotions. So if you're ever in that position where you do discard the narcissist unexpectedly before they were ready to let you go, just know that you would have pulled the carpet from beneath their feet. You would have caused them to have lost their grounding. gone into a really crazy place in their mind. And they'll probably go to great lengths to try to get you back. The pity stories, the sadness, promising you they've changed and they'll do anything for you, love bombing you all over again. They'll do anything to get you back, but of course they'll get you back just so they can then discard you soon again, but on their terms. That's what they want. They always want to discard you on their terms. So just be aware of that, because sometimes it's really hard not to accept the narcissist back, because they can be very convincing, very enticing when it comes to trying to get you back into their orbit. But if you expect those behaviors from them, you're less likely to fall prey. You're less likely to be convinced to go back, because if you did go back, they would discard you again pretty soon afterwards, but they would do it as brutally as they could on their watch, and they would do it when you least expected it and when you were not ready for it.